99% of the world's population is unaware of Ripple and XRP's significance. That could lead you to believe, Nick, that's clickbait. That is absurd. You could say that, or you could learn more. XRP wallets number 6,500,000 worldwide. Of the 6,500,000 total, I estimate that around half are from little purchases. That means there might be roughly 3,200,000 wallets containing XRP. As I previously mentioned, the share of the world's population is quite little. What more can I add? Some have remarked, for instance, that XRP won't allow everyone to get wealthy. It's better that you don't know 99 things. The topic was, say, 1%. Given that 98% of the world's population is asleep at the wheel, creating the new 1% with XRP was really simple. But let us discuss this. On-chain money are first in this situation. How will you keep custody? When we consider custody, particularly Ripple custody, we investigate this and respond, okay. The tokenization is going to take place. Stablecoins are currently available. Institutions are adopting the technology. Ripple provides institutions with a location where they can do anything simultaneously. At the same time, correct, that acceptance at the institutional level is only going to accelerate. We now know that the XRP ledger had a complete collapse of institutional DeFi strategy in February. Working with major corporations helped Ripple to accelerate the expansion of the XRP network, as this indicated. DeFi in institutions now alters everything. It alters everything since it will add a lot of new individuals and value to more than only XRP, isn't it? It's the entire area, not only XRP. Institutions cannot simply add tokenized assets to the chain. They must also actively participate. You know, they're not just stopping with DeFi initiatives, they're throwing all they have into crypto in the same manner that nations are now competing to dominate in crypto. You know, it started with the EU. Now it is the US. The United Arab Emirates is now the UK as well. It's a competition, and organizations are also attempting to participate. Having investigated this, we can go forward since it all relates back to this Ripple post and is institutional and DeFi on the XRP system. The lower section displays what is now active and what is forthcoming. This indicates how open finance and tokenization will evolve. The XRP ledger seems to be leading in controlled on-chain banking. Institutional DeFi's next step will be on the XRP ledger, since it is simple for institutions to integrate and has several liquidity characteristics that are straightforward. In the future of controlled on-chain finance, the XRP ledger will lead. That's becoming into reality. Ripple is informing us thus. Though a roadmap page is being developed for institutional DeFi, the XRP ledger community as a whole is already altering the future of DeFi with fresh concepts as the AMM, pricing oracles, DIDs, and new tokenization standards. This also truly alters the game. Furthermore, significant are those distributed IDs, since, as Larry Fink of BlackRock told CNBC, we cannot have tokenization on a broad scale without digital recognition. For those who wish to maintain control of their privacy and identity, unorganized ideas could be that thing in a distributed manner. That alters everything. Of course, the XRP system and Ripple are also planning for that. Still, from an institution perspective, the DeFi side will keep evolving and expanding fast on the XRP ledger at the end of the day. This also draws me to RippleX's article. The XRP ledger is at the core of pushing institutional adoption. RWA tokenization is quickening. Once more, This is another evidence of how crucial XRP and XRPL are getting for the conventional application of this technology. Look at this allium study, tomorrow at TradFi, DeFi, and the growth of extensible finance. Of all companies, 76% now use cryptocurrency. Ones like Fidelity, VanEck, CME Group, and BNY Mellon are part of this, but there are many more that aren't really public yet. 76% is insane, though. DeFi is the same. 66% of TradFi firms are using it in some way. Here is where we consider the institutional aspect of matters. These are the organizations that issue public remarks. Visa connects us with JP Morgan, Franklin Templeton, BlackRock, Bank of America. You might also include MasterCard. MasterCard probably also does live public calls. Conversely, 66% are connected to DeFi. This indicates to us that many institutional individuals are entering the DeFi domain. Ripple has been focusing on XRP a lot, hence we think of it immediately. TradFi also disagrees with the notion that private blockchains are just as beneficial as public blockchains lacking need for authorization to utilize. They do, however, claim that public blockchains provide better connection than private or permissioned networks and allow for more equitable and simpler participation. This also shows that the XRP will benefit greatly from being a public blockchain that facilitates more equitable and simple involvement. Its great efficiency for conducting business also helps to support this. Since secrecy is not the path to follow, one should really pay attention to the items accessible on public blockchains. Once more, let us examine JP Morgan. That is a private blockchain. Depending on how you pronounce it, it's called Kennexus, or KNKKNIXUS. Initially, that was Onyx by JP Morgan. That all crumbling under their feet reveals us where we are going, as public blockchains are considered more vital. Institutions will find the XRPL very crucial going forward, particularly with regard to DeFi. There are also TradFi firms that think most core enterprises will find DeFi quite vital in the future. We have it. Conventional finance begins to believe DeFi will occur as the time frame lengthens. In 11 to 15 years, how significant do you believe DeFi will be? We now have fairly 37.7%, extremely 34.3%, and significantly 16.3%, and we have more than 15 years. Of those, 37.3% believe it to be quite poor. Of those, 28.3% think it's quite awful, and 27.3% think it's rather poor. DeFi is going to happen, as you can tell. The XRP system will handle all of this. Though it may not gain all the popularity DeFi does, I believe much of it will shift to XRP. The identities connected to Ripple lead me to believe that, for a long time, Ripple has been a significant market force. Given its well-recognized institutional-grade network for tokenization initiatives and DeFi,